So this is gonna be an update video on my S2000. It's the 2006 AP2 S2000. It's the Grand Prix white one, the one that I showed a couple of videos of it being sideswiped. Not sideswiped. It was like it took a hit on the side and like pretty much like it needed a whole intensive repair. The damage was a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be like a quick couple months, you know, like maybe like 3 or 4 months, max like 5 months or 6 months, let's just say, right? Didn't turn out like that, you know. A lot of things happen. I got a lot of explaining to do because I put the video up of like, you know, starting to show the repair of the car, and then out of nowhere, like I just stopped like putting videos out. And the truth is I got depressed with the car. Like I lost my love for the car. Kind of, we had like a little break because in the videos, I don't know if you can see, but I brought parts for the car. I brought a brand new door. I brought a whole frame, like the whole side of another S2000 from the same year. Like I did everything I could to get the best parts for the body guy, right? And at the time, I found out. I mean, I found out later, but what he was telling me is he never did a repair like this. So this was like a pretty bigger one, like a bigger repair than he thought he would need. So when he started to, you know, he never repaired it. He was just preparing it. So when he started preparing it for work, he's saying, "Oh, you know what? Like, I don't know if I can do this." And I'm like, "You know what? Like, you saw the damage. You saw everything was going on. Now you're coming up and telling me like, you know, I even gave him half the money and everything. Like, you know, everything was going good. I gave him all the parts like the next day." And, you know, long story, short story, basically, like, he really didn't want to take on the job. It was a lot bigger than what he thought it was. And, that's fine, you know, like, that's good that he didn't take on the job, because if he took on the job, then it would, and he didn't repair it good, then that would have been worse. So it came out good. He was really honest. He told me, you know what, I can't take out the job. It's too big. So we cut our losses. So, but he started prepping it. He started, you know, taking out the spot welds and pulling it a little bit, but nothing major where he started welding anything back on or anything, right? So, you know, I got really disheartened, honestly. I don't know who wouldn't, but I got really, really disheartened. And I lost a little bit of like, I kind of stopped not caring, but like, it was just something where it's just like, instead of like looking at it as like, oh, I can't wait to tackle the thing on like and do this, it became like more like, oh, I gotta work on this thing now. It came like more like a headache, and that's not what it was. This is my dream car. Like the S2000 is my dream car, and I know I'm saying that sitting inside my BMW right now, but trust me, like the S2000, dream car. I've loved it, everything about it, the drivability. I've test drove one. Like, I love the car. It's just the perfect day, not daily, but it's the perfect driving experience type of car. So anyway, okay, so the car was not being, so the guy was gonna repair the car, said he can't do it. So then we took it to a really, really knowledgeable guy, and a guy who does this type of repairs, right? He has the frame rails, he has the frame machine, everything, right? The only problem with this guy was that there was a long wait. You know, there was a couple people waiting in front of me, you know. So he told me, he's like, you can bring the car, I can fix it back to brand new, no problem. You can watch everything, I'll do it the right way, no cutting corners. There's just like 3 or 4 people ahead of you, and their cars are also need extensive repair. So I said, what can I do? You know, I gotta wait. So I put the car there to wait, so, you know, so it can get repaired or anything, so he can start fixing it. And 1 year later, like literally 1 year, like almost 13 months later, he said, okay, car's ready, you can come pick it up now. And that's where the car is now. It's perfectly fine. The frame is straight. I've had it checked 2 times by different people. Everything's straight. Everything's good. It's just it just needs a little bit of like minor things to work on. It's just been cold, so I haven't really like had time. You know, that's the only thing. There's missing a seat. It's in lit mode for the MAF sensor. The MAF sensor's a little dirty. Okay, so MAF sensor's dirty. It needs inlet mode. What else? Let's see here. Trying to think here. Oh, so I changed out the dash, right? And when we changed out the dash, for the steering wheel, there's like it's like a little a clock inside the, like behind the airbag, and when I was taking off the steering wheel, the clock pretty much unsprung, and the way to you have to pretty much buy a new one basically, right? So you open something else breaks, type of thing. So I put the dash back, everything. Now the steering wheel, like the little spring that lets the steering wheel turn left and right or something like that. I don't know exactly know the real definition and the meaning or whatever the term, but it's just the thing that makes the steering wheel go left and right. The sensitivity or like the sensor or something like that, right? And so I have to buy a new one, $100. So I have to order that. I think actually I saw a used one on eBay for like, I think it was like 70 or 80 bucks. So I'm gonna purchase that. So I still have the expenses from the S2000s. Then I have the expenses for the BMW. Then I have my own life, and then I have my own expenses. It's really a lot. Like, it's not like I'm doing all this all at once, or I'm driving multiple cars at once. It's really hard, like to do things like this on your own with your own money on a minimum wage job. Like it's serious. You have to have a little bit of side, like a little side flip or something, basically. So, yeah, I buy phones and I sell them, or anything online I see I can buy and I can resell it for like a quick profit. Things like that, like laptops, electronics. Sometimes even shoes. I'll go into that in a whole nother video, but you can make money, selling used things and flipping it. Not a ton of money, but enough to, buy a couple things and, maybe have a little extra cash. That's about it, So you have to have some type of extra thing or your own little business or something, So I've been, focusing on really doing my hourly job more, because it's with the side thing, it's more like a hit and miss, like you just wait around, you buy something and then it sells when it sells. And sometimes you might not have time for that. So I'm still working the 9-to-5 job. And yeah, so it's expensive. This car is expensive. The other car is expensive. Repairs are expensive. It takes time and it takes a lot of effort. And I just don't have the... Who is that? I don't know who that is. So it just takes a lot of time, basically, and I just didn't have time to update all the videos on the S2000, and I'm sorry, but like the car's fully painted. Everything is beautiful. Like the hardtop is painted. The car is beautiful. It's like showroom condition. It's just like minor things are wrong with the car, and that's about it. Just little minor things, and I'll like make a video on entailing the whole thing. Yeah, so like the S2000, like literally, what more can I say? It's a huge project. It's a huge project. I thought it was gonna be an easy fix, and boy did I learn, because it needs a lot of, like, it needs time, and it just needs a lot of things. It's like stressful, honestly, when you start thinking about it, because let's just say the clock spring, that's $100. Then it goes the seat. No one's gonna sell a seat just by itself. It's really hard to find, so you have to get a pair. So a pair of seats is like 500 or 600 used, plus the 100, that's 700 already. Plus, I need a wheel because my wheel is cracked a little bit. The rim is cracked, so I don't want to repair that. I don't want to get a new rim. So a new rim is gonna be like 150 or something bucks. And then it's tires. The car needs new tires. Then I have to get alignment from town for a tire. Then I have to do inspection. Then I have to do emissions. Like we're already past $1,000 right now, and that's just like a couple things I started naming off the top of my head for the S2000. So yeah, so like I said, taxes is coming this month, and I don't want to sound like the type of person that's gonna spend all their money on car parts, but for real, like it's really just one of those times right now. I have to use all that stuff back. All the money that I paid for, working hours and stuff like that for taxes, I'm gonna use that to repair the S2000 back to 100%, and fix back the BMW, paint the front end, and put it away, because the BMW is a beautiful car, but I have bigger plans for it. So there's a lot bigger plans for S2000, for the BMW and the S2000. Huge plans for it. These cars are never gonna get sold. So once you have this much money to the car, you really it's really hard to let go of, because you start looking at it more like an asset, and it's not an asset, it's a liability. So yeah, I have, like, you start building up more money. One, you get more attached to the car, and two, you start having more money to the car. So when you have more money to the car, you don't want to sell it for something less, because it feels like that's a ripoff. So I don't want to say never, but I'm very, very, very sure that this car and the S2000 are never getting sold, because The S2000 is never getting sold at all. That's 100%. But the BMW, it might be an upgrade in the future. I might not upgrade. I don't know yet. I want to start something else. I'm looking at something else, but I can't start anything until I take care of what I have first, because then you're just a hoarder. And yeah, you know, I'm not a hoarder. I'm a car enthusiast, and I have a passion. This is like, I have a passion for it. You know, I can't just let it go, or I can't just let something go that I built. It's just something different for me. You know, I built with my own hands. You know, like, no one touched the car besides like body and paint. That's about it. Mechanically, it's all me. You know, all me. And it's a lot. You know, it's, so that's the thing. And money and life, college, like relationships. It's been a lot, but I really apologize. I haven't made a video on the S2000, and I will make a lot of videos on the S2000. Weather's getting better. It's starting to get sunnier, starting to get warmer, so I'm gonna have a whole series on the S2000 when I start really diving in. I'm gonna share my expenses, how much I bought the car for, how much I have into the car for, and like everything else associated with buying a car, and buying a car on the car auctions. You know, I'll start talking about that too, because people are interested in that. You know, like, I don't know, I thought I was the crazy one for buying it in auction and stuff like that, but now everyone's buying car auction cars, and everyone's doing that. So I guess I'm not crazy, you know. Personally, I would rather buy a car that I know for a fact that was damaged on the side, or on the front or the rear or whatever, than to buy a car privately, because you're taking it from his word. But when you do get a car from the car auction, you know exactly where the car was hit and exactly why it was totaled or why it was wrecked. Oh, it was totaled because it was sideswiped. Oh, it was totaled because, you know what, BMW, when BMWs get into accidents, they have to go through a BMW technician repair, and they are very expensive. So that's another thing. So this BMW is only tapped in the rear bumper. I have pictures and everything, and it's like I can't even believe it's considered salvage. It's not salvage no more. It's rebuilt, because I've already gotten inspected and everything. So, and it's registered, it's insured. There's no problem doing anything like that with rebuilt cars. So I'll make a whole video on rebuilt title cars and everything, and you know, the whole process. And it's just a lot of time, and I don't know editing too, so I have to learn that. Right now, I'm just shooting everything raw, uncut, straight, no sugarcoating or no flashiness. Exactly what it is, a day in my life, straight up. The car thing, the car videos, everything's gonna be cool. Yeah, so, and there's another project going on. You know, recently we acquired, my dad acquired the 135i, another 135i, strictly for business, low mileage, N54, twin turbo, and he's repairing it. And so, you know, that's a whole nother series I could do there, you know, or a whole nother video I can put up, because I know I'm interested in that car to see it. So I know some people are definitely interested, because these N54 motors, they're fucking amazing. Like, bulletproof does not even compare to what an N54 is. Like, it's like, it's an amazing car, an amazing machine. And I know everyone would really appreciate that. So I'm going to really show more about the N54, show more about the F22. See, if you don't know, that's the AP2 motor. So yeah, we'll do that. And, you know, I'll keep out making videos and stuff, and we'll see. You know, I'll see if people like it. If people like it, I'll keep making it. And if people don't like it, I'll keep making it. So yeah, you know, we'll do these series. We'll see what's going on. I got a Honda Civic SI shirt. I mean, sweater. I know I do. It's cool. Yeah. So we'll do that. And I really, again, I'm going to say it again, I apologize for taking a huge break and not keeping the YouTube people updated with the S2000. A couple people really were interested and really wanted to see more about the car. And I'm sorry, like, I just fell off, and life happened, and it won't happen again, you know. And I'll keep making these videos, and hopefully, you know, you like it as much as I do. So that'll be cool. Peace.